Okay, so Mom, tell us about the story of ActUp Theater.
So ActUp Theater has always been a dream of mine. I am a local grown Hartford kid that was not actually born here. I was born in Jamaica, but I was raised in Hartford. All my life I've been just excited, and I knew my purpose in life was the arts. And then after traveling the world and doing so many programming, wanted to come back home and do something that was to leave a legacy and to really support the need that I saw as a kid in Hartford. And going to Weaver High School, I did my first play there, and it was a major success. And then all of the strife that were happening, it was always calling on me to create this lasting endeavor of this theater. And so I've worked with so many people across, as far as neighborhood studios. I created neighborhood studios for young teenagers. And then I worked with Miss Janetta on Opus Inc., which was also a very successful youth program.
Absolutely.
And at that time, I think you guys were like babies and
Yes.
growing up in that. And I gave you guys a lot of leadership roles within that.
Yeah.
And also gave a lot of other kids leadership roles, which have gone on to do amazing things in their lives as well. And so when I really stepped forward was when the Trayvon Martin incident happened. And I kept thinking to myself, you know what? Everyone's talking about this kid, and they're
horrible
talking about
tragedy.
horrible tragedy. But I was thinking, when the door opened, and that mom opens that door, and she's told that her child would never come home again. And that really got to me, and I said, we have to develop these relationship and this support within our community. And so we started a lot of programming, and I started around the kitchen table, and we started with Stan, which I wrote, which was about this journey of a mom trying to save her son in this world of tragedy. And that became very successful. And then my two girls came on board and said, we want to be a part of this journey. We want to be a part of this service to really,
Absolutely.
We're always in a service family. And so I'm just really excited that it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's been places like practicing in the parking lot.
Yeah.
To
Basements of churches.
where else, Tyler, have we been?
Ooh, we've been everywhere, different schools, and
Yeah.
wherever we could find a place, a home, is where ActUp Theater was.
Right.
And again, ActUp Theater is wherever we make it. As
Yeah.
long as we have that community and we have that vision and that purpose to serve, that's where ActUp Theater is.
Exactly.
And
So-
now we've created all this beautiful programming.
Yeah. So ActUp Theater, it started off with Stand as our first musical, and 25 musicals later, which is so crazy to even think about. And 10 years later, so we started off with like maybe 10 people on stage, and we would have an audience of 35 people, and only enough budget for one spotlight. And my aunts helping us like go to Savers and get costumes, and people in our community helping as vendors, and I don't even think we had tickets back at then, but we started off really with a dream, and we said, what can we put on the stage? And show after show, we've improved so much,
and so, growing in our numbers,
yes.
and growing,
but also keeping our social justice meanings throughout all of our productions. Every show is not just a show.
Yeah.
It has to have a meaning, and it has to have a purpose, and it has to hit you somewhere that maybe you weren't sure of what the show was going to be about, or maybe you had, your own preconceived notions. But then we open it up to see, and we really dive into those characters and their worlds, and how we can then, as an audience member, you feel that, wow, I didn't even understand that perspective. And so when we take these shows, we make it our own. We take it where it's a whole different level, and now you come from, and now you leave with a completely different understanding.
So starting up with 10 people on that stage, now you come to our productions and you see 50 to 60 people on that stage, and audiences of over 2,000 people that come out to see our 2 productions a year so that they can come support the arts. And a lot of these people are not people that are your normal textbook theater goers. They're people that are, one, they're probably supporting someone in the show, or they're looking at this organically grown organization and seeing themselves reflected on that stage and seeing their stories told, even if it is through a classical play. So we've grown not only in our productions, but we also serve our community in 4 other ways since we've started 10 years ago. The next way that we serve our community is through our Activate program. So, Mom, do you want to talk about the start of Activate?
Activate was really interesting to start because I feel like we worked the hardest during COVID than anybody else. And we also thrived during COVID, which was also very interesting. We decided that since we were not able to go on the stage, as a matter of fact, we started Cinderella with a huge cast. And I had to call everyone and said, we can't do it. And I mean, these families, by the way, we shout out our families and our parents. Oh my God, they stuck with us till the end of day 1 when we said we had to shut down for COVID. And then they start coming on virtual. And I said, you know what? We have something here. Why don't we capture all of our monologues, all of the pieces, giving everybody a chance to write original pieces and record them.
Yes, it started off with an idea of just 2 different pieces, 2 to 3, and it actually spiraled into a beautiful 40-something pieces, almost 50 pieces that we filmed all in one day. With over almost 50 people involved. And we filmed from, when the sun was rising all the way to the sun was setting.
And we created this content to serve our Activate programming, which is now in school and after school and youth-centered programming that is specifically dedicated to ensure that young people can find a voice, especially in times where their voice might feel stifled. We have our workshops where we have workshops like cultural identity and leadership and resilience, where we work with these young people on how to grow these skills that will help them in the future. We also not only have our workshops, but we have our studios. So we go into schools and we do either an acting, singing, mural, or dance studio with their students and work with them over time to develop their skills. And last but not least, our Stand the Musical, our original musical, is what we can bring into your school or your youth-centered program and ensure that not only are they creating their own monologues and kind of having their own voices reflected, but we're also dancing and singing with them to create a mini musical. So Activate is not just about really having this awesome content that we created that day, but it has blossomed into being the backdrop of how we serve our young people every day in all of our schools, not only in Hartford, but across the region. The next program I want to talk about is our Broadway Master Classes. And we have one coming up, which is on November 10th with the renowned actor Jared Dixon, better known as Jay Dixon, who actually served as Aaron Burr in Broadway's Hamilton. And he was Aaron Burr for 4 years. And he did over 1,000 shows in that role, but also is known for his role as Simba in The Lion King. He was in Sister Act. He was in Rent and so many others, but he is actually coming from New York, from Broadway, to come to our community because it's another avenue where we can serve our community.
And it's so important, master classes. They really started with us saying, how can we train people and have access? Access is so important. Opportunity to be in that room, as in the Hamilton saying, that people of professional background can share their history and also train our young people and our adults in our community and share their journey with them. So it's a great opportunity for a one-day intensive that's coming up on November 10th at Renzulli Academy right down on Woodland Street, which is Costco Magnets there, by the way, guys, just in case you don't know. What do you think about our master classes, Ty?
I think that our master class is a wonderful way for you to cultivate and grow your arts and your education. We have these beautiful artists that come who get to share their experiences, and you get to take that back with you, which also, again, allows you to reflect and grow as a person as well as in the arts. Everyone wants to make it, right? But it's like you got to put that work in. And to do that, we have the masterclass coming up on November 10th where you can come and see Jay Dixon and have a good time with us as well.
So I want to also say, who is a master class for? Because it's not only for the young person that feels like they want to be on Broadway or have that be a part of their story, but it's also for people of all ages they can come, and you don't have to want to become a Broadway star, but you can say, I am inspired by someone's story and I want to know how they got there. And I might just want an afternoon on a Saturday or a Monday night to sharpen my skills and really hear from an expert on how I can get better.
What about our other programming? Now that we've mentioned our Broadway musicals,
yes.
Now that we've mentioned productions,
Right.
What about what's next?
The next thing that we have is our ActUp Theater Arts Academy. This is really near and dear to our hearts. We actually just celebrated 5 years of our academy, and it really sparks from an idea of developing talent beyond the stage. We love what we do with productions, but we know it's not enough time to have that first time person that is coming to ActUp Theater to get all of the skills that they want. So our ActUp Theater Arts Academy is for ages now 5 all the way up to 19. Our youth group between the ages of 5 and 13, thank you. They are going through our youth program to develop skills through acting, singing, and dance. They get teaching by renowned professionals that come to our community to teach our young people. And then our teens are in our Teen Fellows program, which is super awesome. I know Mom's really passionate about this program.
Yes. I really am. We started that about 4 years, right after the first year of the academy.
Yeah.
I felt like our teens needed a little bit more challenge. They needed a more leadership. And also develop professional development, their portfolios,
their bios,
their resumes. Talk to us, Tyler, because Tyler runs that department.
So it is important as a young person that you, again, cultivate those skills. Whether or not it's in the arts or anywhere else that you like to go in life, it's important that you have your portfolio. What do you need in your portfolio? You need some type of about me statement. You need your resume. You need interviewing skills so that you're able to speak to someone and communicate. You know, if you would like any type of job, you got to be able to command the room. And again, with ATA, we're able to provide those opportunities for those young people so that they have that feedback, that instant feedback that says, hey, what do I need to do to be better? How do I get this attention? And how do I keep it? So it's important that we use that. And then again, through the arts, where again, it is important that they, are able to explode on the stage. This allows them to have that confidence and that relationship building that is so needed for young people nowadays.
And we're not only preparing them to be awesome performers on the stage, they also get acting, singing, and dancing, but they're becoming leaders on and off the stage.
Yes. In what way?
So,
the showcase, we hand over the entire show to them.
Yes.
They run the entire showcase by themselves, from stage managing to
music to sound to lighting to organizing and making sure that everyone is where they need to be.
Yeah.
Those teen fellows, they're extremely important and they're integral to our growth here at ActUp Theater.
But the program is really awesome, not only because we have this awesome programming and end of summer showcase, but in the middle of the summer, we get to bring these young people to see an actual Broadway show. And the thing that is really unique about this is not only that there might be the first time leaving the state, leaving the comfort of their environment, but they get to go to New York City to see a Broadway musical. And last time we were able to actually have the cast speak to them after the show. And these opportunities is exactly what ActUp Theater is really about. It's about creating access and opportunities to really blow people's minds to say what is really possible, and that their story and their path is enough so that they can really reach the heights that they want to reach in life.
Yep.
Awesome.
So Priestley, now that we've covered Broadway musicals, we've covered ATA, we've covered productions, what are the other two things?
Activate.
And Activate.
Yeah, our last one that we have is our pop-ups with a purpose.
Yes.
So this one is really exciting, especially for the professional organizations that are out there that are looking to incorporate the arts into their upcoming events. The way that ActUp Theater has been able to do that is through pop-ups with a purpose.
Yes.
We come to your event and we do a curated performance with your event's theme in mind, and we sing, do a monologue or a dance, and we'll work with you exactly on what's best for your audience and the right message for your audience, and we create a curated performance specifically with your organization in mind.
And what are some of the companies we have been able to support with our pop-ups?
We worked with the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving. We actually performed at their centennial event. We have worked with
Girls for Technology.
Girls for Technology, their gala.
City of Hartford.
The City of Hartford.
Mothers Against Violence.
Mothers Against
which
Violence.
I'm
yeah.
hold close to my
We've
heart.
worked with them for a few years, and their mission is so strong, and they serve the community so well that sometimes us aligning ourselves with these movements and performing at their events just makes the most sense.